All right, welcome in as we get ready for our match day -1 press conference. We're going to let Coach make a quick statement, and then we will open it up to questions. So, Coach?
Yeah, morning everyone. Obviously heading into our last game of the first block of the season. Obviously it's important for us to put in a positive performance and end the block in a good way. Obviously it's been a crazy week. I had such an overwhelming sense of pride in our players with how we ended the Chicago game, and it's been disappointing. I thought that was a game that the players gave a great account of themselves. They showed something in their grit, their mentality, their determination, and as I say, that's going to be a large part of our identity we want to go and take into Orlando.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll go ahead and open up to questions now. Paula?
Good morning, Emma.
Morning. I'm good, thank you. Are you?
Very good, thank you. You guys will be facing Orlando away tomorrow, last game before the international break. What has been the preparation and analysis for tomorrow? Thank you.
Yeah, obviously we first and foremost needed to all decompress from the Chicago game, which was wild in a lot of different ways, and obviously that process happens, and we come back to then, okay, what tweaks do we need to make going to Orlando? We've got to respect the threats that they have in terms of how they want to sort of produce goals and goal scoring opportunities, and how they sort of like thrive in some of those transitional moments, but also started to recognise where can we hurt them, and I think there's a lot of areas that we can hurt them, and I think a lot of our strengths as a team match those areas. So it's around how do we harness that, and as I say, go into this game full of belief, full of confidence that we can go and get something from it.
Emma, we have been talking about building that identity. Before the break, what do you think is the most important foundation to build that identity and culture for BSC based on their qualities and strengths? Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's something we've been, really clear on. We want to develop a really clear playing identity and style. And I think what we have is we've developed that internally a lot. That the players have got full clarity and belief in what we're trying to build. And I said to the players, we've not quite got some of the rewards yet for some of our performances. And I think the yet is the really important one. Is times like this when we've got to stay true to how we want to play, how we want to be, some of our winning behaviours, and we keep doing that. I absolutely believe that we'll start getting the rewards and the points on the board for the progress and from our hard work. And as I say, the progress doesn't happen overnight. I think people are starting to see our areas of strength, the way that we're developing some of our in possession play. I think that's looking really nice. Some of the different structures that we have, some of our variation, the way the players are executing that. We know that the final piece of the jigsaw is in and around that final third, and I honestly thought the Chicago game, all that was going to come together. Likewise, with some of like being really hard to beat from an out of possession point of view, we're looking a lot more structured and disciplined with how we're approaching that. And again, I think that's getting recognised. And then again, sort of the intent and the fight and the heart from the team. Again, you can see that growing, and I think it's the break now in June is going to be an important moment that we can sort of like pause and we can reflect, we can take stock, we can celebrate the progress that we've made. We can then hone in on, okay, what is it that we need to evolve or improve heading into the next block of the season. We're not even halfway through the season, so this June period, while it comes early, is a huge opportunity for us. And yeah, we'll hopefully want to end it with a good performance and a positive result tomorrow.
And my last question: what would you like to say about the contributions and energy of Caroline and Conti? Thank you.
Yeah, I think Conti's got like a real contagious personality. She brings really good energy on and off the pitch. I remember we played a pre-season game, and I remember calling her out in terms of her work rate. You can tell that she just gives everything for this team. She shows up every day, giving the best version of herself. She's brave in what she's done. She's played in slightly different roles for us in different games, and you know, she started some, she's come off the bench in others, and whatever role and whatever task that she's been given, you just know that she's going to do it full of heart, full of energy, and obviously you can start to see her growing in confidence with some of her performances. And as I say, I think you know, I'm really pleased with where she's at, and you know, she's part of our wider leadership group, and she's growing in that space as well. And yeah, I'm just really happy that she's one of our players, and that she's in a good place and playing well.
Thank you, Emma. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paula. Coach, you talked about it a little bit, but can you speak more to the importance of finishing this game strong heading into the long break?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, we head into every game wanting to win, and we set a game plan up. We pick the players based on, you know, what's going to help us achieve that task, and that's no different week to week. Obviously, everyone wants to win every game. We don't win by wanting to win. We win by focusing on how we win, and our prep going into this is important. I also think a positive performance and hopefully a good result gives us a platform and that little spring of confidence going into the break, and almost that validation that we're heading in the right direction. Because I look at our performances, I just don't quite think we've got some of the rewards for some of our performances. A little bit of bad luck as well. You know, some things that just don't go your way. That happens. That's also why it's the best game in the world. It's one of the most complex games. It's an emotional game. It's a game full of highs, full of lows, full of good times, bad times, and that's why we all love it so much. So obviously we're hoping for good performance first. We want points on the board, absolutely, which would give us a platform going into June. And as I say, we're all just confident behind the scenes, players, staff, we're all aligned that we are making significant progress as a group, and yeah, I just hope that all comes together tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach. And then regardless of the results tomorrow, the club has made significant strides throughout the first part of the season. What do you do to sustain that through a long break?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's easy in coaching to start going into sort of like knee-jerk reaction to things, and it's easy to start over-focusing on certain areas. And you know, we're setting up an identity that starts from the very top, from the vision of the club, right through to how we play, right through to how we want to be with each other. And as I say, I think it's important that doesn't get ripped up and changed. I'm a big believer in evolution, and I'm a big believer of how do we maximise the players that we have, where we're at, but also recognising and celebrating where we're at. And as I say, I think if I was to look at some of our early games in pre-season compared to some of the levels that we're getting to now, the one thing I can say about this group is we are getting better, stronger, more confident, more in sync, better connections, tighter on the ball, more aggressive out of possession, and that level keeps going up and up and up every week. And I think if we keep staying true to ourselves, we keep believing in our identity, we keep doing the right things, we keep looking at you know, how we bring the best out of each other as people and as players, I'm full of confidence that, you know, we'll start reaping the rewards of all that progress made.
All right. Any other questions for Coach? Okay, we'll let her go, and we'll be right back with Caroline Conti.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.